Next we are having distance or path length. So what do you mean by distance? The actual length or the path covered by a moving object is known as distance. Whatsoever is the actual path. Now this boy wants to go from this point A to at last point B. So whatsoever distance this boy is going to cover, that distance is known as path length or distance. This actual length, whatsoever this actual length is covered by this boy, that is known as its distance. Fine. Next we are having displacement. What do you mean by displacement? I will give you one simple example. For example, this is a path. This path is having point A, B, C, D. Fine. Here one boy is standing. Boy wants to go from point A towards point D. So how he can move from point A to point D? Two methods are there. Firstly, he can go from point A to point B. Then he can move from point B to point C. Afterwards from point C, then finally at point D. This is the first method. So in this first method, actually he has covered actual path. Full distance he has covered, actual path he has covered. So that is known as distance traveled by him. This boy in this case has covered distance. But second method is also there. In order to reach from point A to point D, directly he can come from point A to point D like this. Shortcut he can take or no. So this total length covered by a body is a distance, and the shortest length covered by a moving object is known as displacement. This is the main difference between distance and displacement. Now see how this boy will move from here. So without going to this way, he is directly going in a straight way. So he is covering the shortest length. So it is the actual main difference between the distance and displacement. So next we are having one numerical related to the distance. Calculate the total distance of this path. For example, this boy is standing here at point A. He wants to go till point A again. Firstly, standing at point A, he wants to go again at point A. So how he will move? Firstly, he will go from point A to point B. From point A to point B, how much distance? 40 meter plus. Then from point B to point C, 30 meter. Then from C to D, 40 meter. Then again from D to A, that is 30 meter. So how much distance he has covered? 4 plus 4, 8, that is 80 meter, plus 3 plus 3, that is 60. 30 plus 30, that is 60. So how much distance he has covered? 140 meter. So this is a total distance traveled by a object. Okay. So next we are having distance is a scalar quantity. Now we will see that what is the difference between scalar and vector quantity. Firstly, I want to tell you what is the difference between scalar and vector quantity. So what is scalar quantity? Scalar quantity is that quantity which is having only magnitude. Scalar quantity is a quantity that is having magnitude but no direction. Here in scalar quantity, we will not bother about direction. We will only see the magnitude. Magnitude means, for example, like a boy covers 40 meter. A boy covers 40 meter. Here magnitude is 40. How much distance he has covered? 40 meter. So magnitude we are watching. But in which direction he has moved, that is not our attention. Okay. So in scalar quantity, we are only checking magnitude but no direction. But in the vector quantity, we are checking both. We are taking care of both things about magnitude as well as direction. So what do you mean by scalar quantities? Scalar quantities are the quantities in which magnitude we are watching, in which there is a magnitude but no direction. But in a vector quantity, there is magnitude as well as direction. So now we will do distance is a scalar quantity. Distance is a scalar quantity means in distance we will only take tension of magnitude. We will not see the direction, that in which direction that boy moved. That is not our problem. So we will see only magnitude. Distance covered is the total path length of motion is independent of direction of motion. So distance will not dependent upon motion. Distance will not take care of the direction. Distance will only take care of the magnitude. So here we are having pictorial representation. If body wants to move from point A to point B, so this is the actual path. Firstly, he will go here, then here, at last point B. So this is the actual path covered by a body, and this is the shortest path, that is a displacement covered by a body. Here distance is a scalar quantity, but displacement is a vector quantity. Vector quantity means in which we are watching both magnitude, in which we are bothering about both magnitude also plus direction also. Okay, at which direction he is going, in which direction, from point A to point B. Obviously he has to go this direction only. If he will go to back side, how he will reach to point B? Fine. So displacement is a vector quantity and distance is a scalar quantity.